Welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about how you can elevate your beauty routine in your 30s, heading into your mid 30s, which I am. I will be turning 34 this year. Or if you're heading into your late 30s or early 40s, I feel like this is a video that will definitely help you out. These are just some of the tips, tricks, things that I use to ensure that my beauty routine is as good as it can possibly be. I do personally like investing into taking care of myself and into making sure that my skin feels and looks the best it can. But I'm going to assume that if you did click on this video, you are somewhat interested in knowing how to just take care of your skin, as we get older. So if you'd like to see what I'm talking about in this video, then just continue watching. Hello, my name is Seyi and this is the Daily Seyi. On this channel, my goal is to help you look good and feel seen. And of course, if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for tuning in and being a real one. I'm gonna break this up into face care and then body care, because I do feel like sometimes when we focus on skincare, we're only talking about the face, but I'm talking about a full-blown body care routine. So let's get right into it, starting with the face. One thing that has definitely helped to elevate my beauty routine and I think is going to pay off in the long run, using an eye cream. I started using an eye cream a few years ago, and I remember when I first started using it, I was just like, what's the point of this? This feels like I'm just using regular moisturizer. Like I could just use moisturizer on my eyes and I'll be fine. But I remember it was either an esthetician telling me use the eye cream. Essentially, you're not using it for right now, you're using it for your future. And I was just like, but I want to see results right now, girl. I want to see results today. But essentially, the point of an eye cream is to help to, number one, obviously nourish your under eye, but also to help, I would say, slightly delay the aging process. I'm not against aging. We all age. I think it's beautiful that we get to grow older. If you just want to sort of keep your eyes hydrated, a lot of times when wrinkles come along, besides genetics, sometimes the wrinkles can be just because of environmental factors. And so you want to ensure that your eyes are as hydrated and as juicy and plump as possible. And I'm not going to lie. I mean, I didn't really expect to have any wrinkles at 34 or 33, but I really don't have any. And I'm very grateful. Now, it could just be genetics, but I will say eye cream definitely played a role in that. I've been loving this one from Obagi. It is their eye gel cream, and I use that as my base and sort of like a serum almost. It has a nice consistency. This is the second bottle, if you'll call this a bottle, of this that I've had, and it's almost running out, as you can clearly tell, and I need to re-up, but it is a really good hydrating product. It leaves my eyes feeling just really soaked up, moisturized. And then I like to follow that up with a traditional eye cream. This one is from Kiehl's. It is their avocado eye cream, and this goes a long way. The thing about eye cream is that even though it may be an investment in the beginning, it's likely going to last you some years because you're only using a little bit. You just dab it on there, and I like to tap it in with my index finger or my middle finger and just tap, 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 and then do some light strokes, very light. You do not want to tug too hard on your under eye because that can lead to kind of straining the skin, sort of lead to getting the wrinkles that you probably don't want. So just tap, 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 smooth it out, tap, 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 smooth it out, and boom, boom, boom. And I can definitely say, as somebody who has bigger eyes, I got a lot of eye area to work with. I got a lot of surface area. So, and any kind of distinctness to them will be very evident. So I like to make sure that I'm keeping up with it as much as I can. Next, we have double moisturizing, especially in the cold weather. Not all moisturizers have the same purposes, but sometimes you need some moisturizers that have dual purpose. So I like to double moisturize, especially in the winter, because it be getting cold. And where I'm at right now, I'm in Toronto and it is cold. Just using one moisturizer was not cutting it. So I will go in with my Kiehl's moisturizer, which I didn't show here, but it's that Kiehl's Ultra Moisturizing Cream, that one bestseller that they have. And I think that that's a great moisturizer to use throughout the year. But I will say in the winter time, sometimes I'm just needing a little bit more thickness. So lately I have been following up with the Bobbi Brown face base. And I followed up with that one because I do really like the consistency of that one. It is thick. It provides that extra kind of hydration and coverage that I'm looking for when it comes to protecting my skin against the cold. But on top of that, it is a great face base. It is meant to be used as a moisturizer, but also as a primer. I like to just go on with another moisturizer that I know will help really lock in that moisture at first, and then sort of a thicker moisturizer that will kind of act as an occlusive almost. Not necessarily like Vaseline. I don't like putting Vaseline on my face personally, but something that has that kind of thickness that I know will keep everything kind of just intact. You know what I'm saying? And so once I do my moisturizing and all that stuff, I like to go in and do my gua sha routine. I have been doing this for quite some time now. I think I started gua sha when I was in my late 20s. It has its ties back to Chinese medicine. I mainly use it to help with puffiness and to help with lymphatic drainage. I like to do this 2 to 3 times or 4 times a week because it does take 10 minutes each morning or each time when you do it. I mean, 10 minutes is not that long, but some days I'm just oh, it's snowing. Oh, yeah, 10 minutes not that long, but sometimes I'm just I just switched to doing it like basically every other day. It has helped so much in just one, keeping my face balanced, but also ensuring that my face isn't as puffy. I tend to have a puffy face when I wake up in the morning. It kind of has scaled back a little bit because I've cut down on my sodium intake. Sodium will make your face puffy in the morning. Just, it is what it is. So just keep that in mind. If you have anything like happen in the next day, try to ensure that you're not eating too much salt the day before. I learned that the hard way. But just in general, this tool definitely helps to kind of just shape my face. Do like 8 strokes per area. And this also helps with like wrinkle prevention as well. Prevention is definitely better than cure. So for me, I'm just doing things ahead of time. I do take it right on top of my cheekbones. I also take it right under my cheekbone. I like to kind of define that area. I take it on my jawline as well because I like to have a defined jawline. And then I also take it on my forehead in an upward direction and also in a sideways direction, hitting all the places where the wrinkles could possibly come. I take it on my eyebrows. That's something that I've been doing more recently, and that's a new step for me just to help with any kind of like tension headaches. I also take it on my collarbone. It's hard to show it because I decided to wear a turtleneck, which is like, girl, what? And then you want to make sure that you're opening up your lymph nodes to ensure that the lymph nodes are being drained as they need to be. And so you want to open up your lymph nodes by kind of just rubbing on your upper chest, under your armpit, back of your ear. Really helps to kind of open things up. Just like there's lymphatic drainage for everywhere else on your body, you can also do it on your face and use a gua sha tool. Most importantly, you need to be wearing sunscreen. I can say, I've been wearing sunscreen for a while now, but for sure in my 30s is when I really was like, yeah, I need to be like really serious about this. Wear sunscreen. I know people are like, especially Black women, I know, we think like, oh, we don't need sunscreen, we're okay. No, we need a sunscreen. Every Black dermatologist will tell you, every Black esthetician will tell you, you need to wear your sunscreen. Our skin is less likely to get skin cancer, but that doesn't mean that it cannot happen. Less likely doesn't mean not likely. You can still do what you can do in order to prevent that, but also to prevent like any kind of severe sunburns. If you're using any like active serums, which I will get into, you want to ensure that you're using sunscreen in the daytime to protect your face because those active serums are really doing a number on your face, which is good. It's helping to resurface your skin. It's helping to get rid of dark spots, all these things, but your skin is a little bit more sensitive, a little bit more exposed. And if you're not wearing sunscreen, the exact opposite thing that you want to happen is going to happen. And so wear the sunscreen, y'all. It doesn't matter if you've never done it before. Just start. One thing that has been a game changer in my skincare routine is using retinol. Your girl has finally incorporated retinol into her routine, and I started doing this early to mid last year, and I can say for a fact that it has been a game changer. I was really nervous because I just used to be just a regular active like AHA, BHA, PHAs, but I said, I want to do more. I want to just add a little bit of extra something. I'm officially up to 3 times a week as of like 2 months ago. I started off at 1 time a week, went up to 2, and then now I'm up to 3. And these are all over the counter retinols. I was using, Kiehl's had a micro dose retinol that I started off with because again, it said micro dose. So I was like, great, let my skin kind of get used to, the idea of retinol. And then once that finished out, I switched over to the Paula's Choice. They have a retinol and that one seems a bit more potent. So I wanted to make sure that I was ready to kind of make that switch. And then once that one is finished, I think I might look into more advanced retinols or retinoids, going to a dermatologist to get a prescription if need be. And I wanted to make sure that I was taking it step by step. The thing with skincare and a lot of active skincare, you can't just introduce something and then boom, 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 go hard. You got to start off small and you got to be patient with it. But I can for sure say without a doubt that retinol has definitely helped to transform my skin in a way that I was not expecting. I can for sure say that texture wise is definitely visibly smoother, at least to me, and just overall texture and overall also hyperpigmentation has helped to balance out and even out my facial skin tone. In your 30s, for sure, this is now the time. You just want to start slowly increasing and slowly adding things like that into it. I didn't use retinol in my 20s. I didn't see any need for it, but now I do. Now that we're done with the face, we're getting into the body. Body care is something that's important to me because I like my skin to feel supple and soft. For me. Okay, it's for me, myself, and I like it to feel just nice and smooth and like a baby's bottom. Number 1, using an African net sponge. That alone is almost like an exfoliator, like an everyday exfoliant. If you're not familiar, an African net sponge essentially is like a long net that is a bit more coarse than your usual kind of like sponge. It's scrubbing the dirt off, it's scrubbing the day off, and it just feels like you just feel really, really clean. And that to me is one of the main things that has aided in making my skin feel very soft. I have gotten compliments from people, and when they hug me or they touch my arms, they're like, wow, your arms are really soft. And I'm like, Thanks. Next, kind of similar vein of using an African net sponge, you want to be exfoliating at least once a week. That is something that I also do. This is usually during my everything shower when I'm really going in and doing every single step in that routine. I use a physical exfoliant. I know there are like chemical exfoliants as well, but I don't know. I like the feeling of just using something and rubbing it on my body and kind of like getting the idea and feeling that something is being taken off. It just really aids in just making like your skin feel really soft and supple. Couple that with the African net sponge, you're gonna walk out the shower looking and feeling like a baby. I'm telling you, I can't even really fully describe it. Until you do it, you will understand what I'm talking about. But that 1-2 combo, not to be messed with. Double cleansing in the shower. You gotta double cleanse. When I have like a really long day or I had a really long day, I like to go in and double cleanse in the shower just because I wanna make sure that I'm like taking off the day, you know, whether it's that night or the following morning. So I'll go on with the bar soap and then follow up with your favorite gel cleanser. The Dove bar soap to me gets the job done. It also has like a nice moisturizing element to it. Also to this point, using a shower oil. This is usually on my during my everything showers, and the shower oil helps to kind of bring back that added moisture. I only really use this on the days that I do the exfoliation just because, you know, I feel like I've kind of stripped my skin a little bit. Even though some of my exfoliating products do have like their own kind of oils, I can just go in with additional oil. It's a shower-based oil, so it lathers up as you add water to it, but I like that feeling of kind of like applying the oil first and then going in and lathering it up and then wiping it all over my skin because it leaves my skin feeling really soft and smooth and silky. I'm like, oh, this is nice. I feel very adult. I feel just very like in my womanly element. And then the last thing with the body is incorporating a body oil, not just shower oil, but a body oil. I like to look like a glistening little butterball when I hop out the shower. And one tip that I saw from another influencer, I will put her handle right here so you can see, Kaya, she said that you should also try just right after the shower, just put on oil. And I was like, that's interesting. I've never tried that. And I have recently been doing that. And yeah, she is onto something. Putting the oil and then going on top of that with the moisturizer. Depending on what kind of skin you have, I am more oily, so I think I can get away with going in with a body oil right after I shower. But if you're somebody who is a bit more dry, you might want to start off doing body butter and then transition into a body oil versus doing oil and then the body butter. Either way, incorporating a body oil is a game changer. It just looks so good. If you want to look good, feel like, ooh, a body oil. I'm telling you right now. Good body butter as well. I use this one from Josie Moran. This is a good one. It's moisturizing, but it also leaves a nice sheen, but it doesn't look like too greasy, which I appreciate. None of this really matters if you're not actually taking care of your insides. Yeah, I had to realize that. Like, girl, you can only do so much on the outside. You gotta eat better. You gotta take care of your body. You gotta work out. You have to, you know, give your body what it needs, the nourishment that it needs. And I've been way more mindful lately of the nourishment that my body needs, so much so that I love candy. I am a candy girl. I've always been a candy girl. I just love candy. But I had to give up gummy candy because I was like, realistically, I'm not giving up all candy. Baby steps, you know? But I gave up gummy candy at the end of last year, and it's been basically 2 months since I've had a piece of gummy candy, and whew, your girl's missing it. She's missing it tough, okay? But I knew what I felt like whenever I would eat gummy candy. As much as I enjoyed the texture, once it hit my stomach, it was a done deal. I'll be feeling some type of way. I've also been more mindful of just my intake of certain things. Like, I don't really eat ice cream like that anymore. Ice cream also does not settle well with my stomach, and it's an unfortunate thing. It's not just a lactose intolerant thing. It just really makes me feel like heavy and stuck. And it tends to have an effect on also like my skin breaking out. Same with cheese. I do not eat a lot of cheese. If I'm eating dairy, it's usually like Greek yogurt. Just little small changes that I've made, kind of cutting back on fast food as well. I've been more intentional with my cooking. And I can say for a fact that outside of like aesthetics, you know, because there's always like an aesthetic portion, like, you know, perhaps I want to slim down in some areas, perhaps. But also, internally, I do feel good. Like, there was a point in time where TMI, but honestly at nighttime, my stomach will be rumbling and tumbling. It felt like somebody was in there just boom, boom, boom. I would be very uncomfortable and getting up every few hours. You get my drift. I was like, this is not normal for a 30-something-year-old. Like, this doesn't make any sense to me. I would say half of it was my dad, and half of it was stress. And so I've been working really hard to address the diet portion, and also now working really hard to address the stressing out portion. Being mindful of, like, you know, what you're giving your energy to. You can't give your energy to everything. You can't get upset at everything. You can't let everything just throw you off on your day. Trust me when I say I am somebody who can be easily flustered, but I've had to tell myself, like, girl, you got to regulate, because if you allow this one thing, this one little small mishap to throw your day, then you're not going to you're not gonna survive this life, girl. Like all this stuff, yes, can all be done, but none of it matters if you're not actually taking the steps to make sure that you're actively taking care of your body itself. So hopefully that's some insight, especially as we get older, y'all. You have to be more mindful. They use these as a supplement, and I promise you, you will see a transformation in both your facial skin, but also your body skin. Anyway, I've been yapping enough, so that is the end of this video, y'all. I appreciate y'all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know in the comments if there's any steps that you've never incorporated or any steps that you're looking forward to incorporate. As always, I will catch y'all in my next video. Until next time, bye.